As everyone knows, Oprah Winfrey is one of the most accomplished and influential women in the world. But now we're going to talk about something that might surprise you. Her mansion. You have probably seen images of her mansion from the outside, but what's going on inside? You might expect something shiny. After all, Oprah is well known for her lavish lifestyle and wealth. I assure you, however, that her residence is not what you may expect. Some of the items within could genuinely make you grimace. Stay attentive to the very end because you won't believe what I'm going to tell you. You most likely think of Oprah Winfrey as a glamorous individual who has all of these things: success, celebrity, and fortune. Over the years, she has built an empire through her work in magazines, television, and charity. But her mansion? But that's an other story. It's not the glamorous, spotlessly furnished home that most people imagine. The opposite is actually true. The opulence and oddity of Oprah's estate will leave you wondering, what was she thinking? One of the most surprising aspects of Oprah's home is the way it is designed. Given Oprah's wealth and notoriety, you might expect a huge, but her home's inside is almost the opposite. The rooms are huge indeed, yet they feel strangely empty. Although she doesn't know how to use it, she appears to have a lot of space. In a number of places, the furniture is minimal and seems to have been chosen with little thought. It doesn't look warm or inviting because it's cold and almost too spacious for comfort. You would expect a sense of coziness in a house of this caliber, yet the empty spaces and odd designs make you uneasy. The interior decor of Oprah's home is another significant source of misunderstanding. Although the mansion is obviously expensive, several of the design choices appear questionable. The massive, empty walls don't seem to match the rest of the house. Rather than reflecting Oprah's interests or personal style, the artwork on the walls seems to have been chosen solely for aesthetic reasons. Ironically, several of the rooms feel nearly like museums, considering Oprah's wealth. Given her achievements and sense of style, you would think that her home would be filled with many unique and significant objects, but it appears that her mansion is trying too hard to be something it is not. Next, we discuss the furniture. Instead of feeling luxurious and comfortable, some of the furniture in Oprah's estate feels out of place. There are large sofas that don't belong there, and seats that don't appear flexible enough to be truly relaxing. For someone who is known to value comfort, it's hard to understand why the furniture doesn't reflect that. In some places, the house appears more like an exhibition than a place to live. Instead of being a place to relax and enjoy, Oprah's design seems more like a set for a movie. You would assume that someone as successful as Oprah would have picked the perfect pieces to make the space feel like a true home, but it's a little drab. And now let's talk about the lighting. In a mansion of size, you would imagine that natural light would fill every room. Well, not quite. A couple very depressing rooms on Oprah's home have poor lighting choices that make everything seem darker than it should be. Rather of exuding a sense of coziness and warmth, the gloomy illumination gives off a cold, almost sinister vibe. The house appears to have been constructed for dramatic effect, yet it doesn't feel cozy or inviting at all. The lack of light in certain areas simply adds to the eerie feeling that seems to pervade the room. But the weirdness doesn't stop there. One of the most talked about features of Oprah's house is the backyard. You would assume that Oprah's backyard with her enormous land would be a true paradise, full with greenery and plenty of places to relax. But it's not. The strange gardening choices and huge empty spaces in Oprah's lawn give it a somewhat bleak appearance. The backyard isn't a beautiful, serene spot to unwind. It feels strange, almost empty. The lawns are well kept, to be sure, but they seem to have been created more for aesthetic reasons than for people to enjoy. There isn't a cozy area to sit and enjoy drinks, nor is there a warm place to gather with loved ones. It's just an empty room that doesn't look like a relaxing space. Next is the kitchen. Any home's focal point is usually the kitchen, isn't it? There, people gather, share meals, and form bonds. In contrast, the environment in Oprah's kitchen is extremely sterile. It's not a warm and inviting space, as one might expect from a house this size. Instead, it's like an appliance showroom, utterly functional but devoid of personality. Oprah doesn't appear to spend much time there either, eating or cooking. It appears that the kitchen was designed more for aesthetic than functional reasons. So what's happening with Oprah Winfrey's estate? One of the wealthiest women in the world would obviously not live in a house like this. The room is large, but it's very unpleasant, with strange furnishings, strange decor, and hardly no warmth in any of the rooms. Instead than seeming like a cozy retreat, Oprah's estate seems more like a place to impress visitors than a place to call home. Given the stark contrast to the compassionate, grounded demeanor she has cultivated over the years, you have to ask why she would choose a home that feels so impersonal. But despite everything, Oprah's estate is a testament to her remarkable achievement. Her home, in all its eccentricities, is a reflection of the life she has clearly built, one that transcends worldly belongings. In the end, Oprah's estate might just be another example of how things meant to impress people don't always live up to the hype. Perhaps more significant to Oprah than just making her home seem comfortable and inviting is designing a space that represents her journey, her choices, and her incredible achievements. We appreciate you watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Or is there more to Oprah's mansion than just its repulsive appearance? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you at the next one.